Hello boys and girls, welcome to Arts and Crafts at the Library. I'm Miss Susan and I'm so glad you've joined me today. We're going to be making a paper pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern, and we're going to be using green pipe cleaners to make the vine because you know pumpkins grow on the ground on a vine. So I'll show you how to make the pipe cleaner into a little curlicue that'll look like that pumpkin vine. But first let's start out with a piece of orange construction paper, and we'll cut it into an oval. And I basically just try to cut off the corners and try to make all the sides not straight anymore so that it kind of looks like a little natural pumpkin that's not exactly perfectly straight. And then cutting off those corners, of course. And kind of go back around. You can draw it ahead of time just to make it easier to cut if you want to. And you can make yours where it's going to be a tall, skinny pumpkin, or you can do it where it's short and squatty. So I think I've just about got it the way I want it. I think I'll make this one short and squatty. So that's how he'll sit. And then I can either make it where his facial features are dark, where I've cut out the eyes and the nose and the mouth and the pumpkin, or you can use yellow and that makes it look like there's a candle burning inside. So here's one where I used black and here's one where I used yellow, and either one works fine. So maybe this one I'll do yellow. So you can take a piece of paper and use the corners like that to be your triangles, and it makes it easy to cut out a triangle. Squares are also easy to cut out of the corners. You just do them like that. And you can draw your facial features ahead of time too. But now I've cut out a square nose. I've already cut out some triangles for his eyes. And just like that, just nipping off the corners. So for his mouth, I'm going to just put my paper down and do a smile. And then I'm going to just make a little nick in the top. Maybe I'll put 2 teeth in the top this time, and you can put a tooth in the bottom as well. This one has a tooth on the bottom. You just leave a little space there, and when you cut it out, you'll cut right along the line so you don't cut the teeth off. So let's see here. I'm just going around where I drew it. And if you don't cut right on the line, that's okay. You can use the pencil marked side as the back. So now there's his smile. And I'm going to use my Elmer's glue to glue them on. You can use a glue stick as well. Doesn't take a lot of glue, just a couple of drops, because the paper is very light. And next we'll cut out some leaves, and you can actually thread the leaf right onto the vine like I did on my sample there. So there's his face. And now I'm going to cut out a leaf. The leaves on a pumpkin are kind of wide and round with some little ruffly looking points, and actually you can fold your paper in half and draw it one time, and then when you're cutting it out you'll end up with more than one leaf. So I've drawn my leaf, and now I'm going to cut 2 leaves at the same time. There we go. Almost looks tulip shaped. And I'm going to thread one of them on my pipe cleaner after I show you how to make it curly. So I'll take my pencil and I hold the end of the pipe cleaner with my thumb and wrap the rest of it around and around and around. And then once I get to the end, I just pull my pencil out, and there's my curly little pipe cleaner that looks like the pumpkin vine. I'm going to stick it through my leaf, just one of my leaves. And of course the pipe cleaner has a wire inside. So you can just poke that wire right through and thread your leaf onto that pipe cleaner end. So now I've got a vine and a leaf. Looks like what the pumpkin grew on. Now one other thing, I'm going to cut out a stem. And I just kind of make a rectangle or a little trunk looking kind of design. But what I want to do before I glue on my stem is take the pipe cleaner and put it on the back of my pumpkin, and I'm going to staple it. Just one or two staples should hold it. And to cover up my staple, I'll glue the stem right on the front, right over that staple, so you won't see it. And I'm going to take my extra leaf, I think, and put it on the top of the pumpkin. Sometimes they come with a leaf on them. So there you have it. The vine and the leaf, the stem, the other leaf, got a spatial features. And of course you can add more than one leaf if you want to your pipe cleaner, however you want to do it. And your facial features on your jack-o'-lantern can be whatever shape you want them to be. You could make a scary looking face, you could put square eyes or round eyes, any way you want it to look. Let me see here, let me show you some books. I've got 5 Little Pumpkins written by Holly Ween. And it's so cute. It's got all the little trick-or-treaters. All the little animals are dressed up in their costumes. And this is a board book. We've also got Apples and Pumpkins by Anne Rockwell, and this is a great story. It tells about a family going to the Comstock farm to pick up apples and pumpkins, and they meet up with some turkeys and geese. It's a great story that tells about what it's like in autumn and all the fun things that happen. And here's somebody actually cutting a pumpkin off the vine. And It's Pumpkin Time by Zoe Hall is a great story. It tells the life of a pumpkin starting with seeds, and then it shows how once you plant them in the ground, it doesn't take long before you have some sprouts, and there are those vines. And one thing you might not realize is pumpkins start out as a green little ball after the flower petals fall off. And pretty soon they turn yellow. And before long they're orange. And it shows all kinds of fun things you can do with pumpkins. So come to the library and get a book. And I hope you get to make a jack-o'-lantern at home. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.